special night tomorrow. Neil Warnock will be at the Princess Theatre in Torquay. He's going to be interviewed by Helen Chamberlain,
yes, he
Soccer AM fame, another big goals fan. And Charlie, you're going to do a bit?
I'm doing a bit, and I've got some surprises as well to announce, which is very exciting. And I get to bring Neil Warnock on as well.
Raising money for the Yellow Army. Neil joins us now. Good afternoon, Neil.
Hello, Neil.
Yeah, good afternoon, lads. Yeah.
You're normally a man who often has to, you get these jobs and you're travelling up and down the motorway back to the West Country. This one's on your doorstep, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. I mean, I listened to Chris earlier, and he said about having something when you retire, and I think you have to do that. And Michael Westcott, one of the Bryn consortium, he pulled me on the train coming back from London when I was coming back with Sharon, and just said, "Have you got a few minutes, Neil?" And then just said, "Would you like to help us?" And I had a right good time. I left Notts County after the top flight, and I'd been there, and they asked me to help out and I went for about 14 games, and I really, really enjoyed it. I love the area. I love the town itself. So it was a non-starter really, and I really enjoyed it. It keeps me good. Paul Watton's taken over as manager, another good young lad who played for me at Plymouth, and I've got high hopes for him. And it's quite exciting, Charlie, isn't it?
It's really exciting, Neil, and to have you on board is absolutely incredible. I know the fans are going to be absolutely behind you all the way, and the way you're putting the team together as well. You and Paul seem to be getting a lot of lads in from the West Country, which I really think that the spine being West Country, and that will be really attractive to. I know we've sold more season tickets than about twice as many season tickets as we normally sell, but yeah, you did. You're a club legend in many ways. Neil.
Yeah,
you're like Bryn the dog himself. You came in.
You came in a copper.
I'm considering that Neil should have a Bryn the dog costume. To be honest, as a mascot, walk around the pitch. No, you came in and you saved us.
Well, it was a great time for me. I mean, everybody said I was daft to come because we were in the top flight, and I left Notts County, and then they asked me to help out, and I think they were going to get relegated from that 4th division in those days. Yeah. And to keep them up, it was brilliant. But it gave me another boost because I had lads there like Paul Trollope and Darren Moore on Peanuts, and Kevin Hodges with it. It was a great time for me, really. They all responded, and as you say, we've got to die for 3 points, Charlie. Haven't we?
You got to. And we'll enjoy tomorrow night, and we'll enjoy it responsibly. We'll enjoy it
responsibly.
Responsibly,
that's it. That's the one.
Now tomorrow night should be a lot of fun. I'm going on and doing, I think 10-20 minutes of stupid stuff with the audience, and then I think we're announcing some signings. I think I'm allowed to say that.
That's right. Yeah.
I think I'm allowed to say that. I don't think I'm allowed to say who. I don't know who. If I'm honest.
I know. And to be fair, he's worked ever so hard, Paul, and it's not going to be. I'll make sure I put people right on tomorrow night in the fact that don't expect everything to happen, because when you sign, the number of players that they're going to sign, it doesn't always work out. So a bit of patience. Yeah. But the consortium have got they've got the hearts in the right place. So. Fingers crossed.
To be honest, we were in such a desperate situation. I thought we'd lost. I sat with you tonight, Paul, and I said, I think the club's dying. I think we've had. This is his last chance saloon, and I don't think anyone's going to come forward because there's not a lot of money in the area. It's not the most attractive place for people to come and invest in, and there's a lot of football clubs in trouble. You look at Southend at the moment. I think they're going to be out of it. But I thought we died. So for this consortium,
I remember playing Torquay, Charlie, when I was at where was it then? Can't remember. We played Friday night.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, I tell you what, Scarborough, when I first started, right? So they played Friday night. You beat Tottenham in the cup game, and you had us on the Friday after the beating Tottenham.
That was 1987, I'm going to say. That wasn't in the Little Woods Cup. Derek Dawkins after 74 minutes.
I've got to point out we won the second leg.
Let me just tell you then quickly. So when we go down to Torquay, we're all part-time at Scarborough. We get down there, and they're beating Tottenham, and they're all... So I said to the lads, listen, early on we've got to disrupt these. They'll be kicking our, we've got to slow things down. If we can, put the ball into the housing estate as much as you can. And I think we lost 6 balls in the first 20 minutes, and we ended up beating them 1-0. It was a great night for us.
The chairman at the time, Mike Bateson, he was really great for the club, actually. He used to have a ventriloquist dummy, Neil.
He did. I know him. I worked with him. He was the chairman.
Yeah.
And he'd do interviews with the dummy.
But he'd constantly complain in the Herald Express, the local paper, about the cost of match day balls
going into the housing.
So you probably cost him 500 quid
I
or
probably
something
did
that
that
night.
day. Yeah, I probably did.
So tomorrow night, Helen Chamberlain, again another big goals fan, will be chatting to Neil. So get along if you can. Princess Theatre.
Princess Theatre in Torquay. Yeah.
Neil, let's get your quick thoughts on the Euros so far.
Yeah.
What have you made of England?
Well, I think everybody's disappointed. I mean, from a manager's point of view, you say you don't listen, but he must know he's getting pelters. I know that, Gareth, and I think I do think he's done an amazing job with the youngsters. I just think sometimes, I wish he'd have had another member of staff. I think his staff are like him. I think they're all nice people. And I think sometimes you've got to have that little bit of a...
I need a
not
disruptor,
a
you think,
You need some sort of a push other, because they're in a comfort. It's a lovely dressing room. They're nice lads. They're good players. And sometimes you just need a little bit something different. And the one thing that disappointed me, really, if I'm honest, is the fact that once qualifying, why didn't he give people like Gordon and Palmer and Manu, Tony or Watkins? Why didn't he give them a game in that last game? I know. He makes sure he wants to. I don't know why he's only made one change. If I'm honest, I think he had enough opportunity to give some. You see, when you're playing against people like Saka, who I think's really exciting, but as a manager playing against him now, I'd let my fullback go and mark him and play 10 against 10. I'd just say, go and mark him. I've done it a few times in my career. I've just said, man, mark him, son, and we'll play 10v10. And they know what he's going to do. So although he's a good player, they nullify him in those 3 games because they've all been watching the videos and they know what he's good at. And so why not give Anthony Gordon or Palmer a game just to get their lads thinking, he might play him or he might play him. I don't think he's we've done enough to disrupt the opponents. But as you said,
Neil, we had a chat with Slovenia's left back yesterday. Midfielder on the show, but he was saying their left back was on a yellow. And they were delighted that they didn't bring Palmer on and make some changes because they thought it was only a matter of time before they were down to 10 men. That their team was surprised he didn't make changes earlier.
Yeah, I think if you're going to criticise him over the past, it's making decisions earlier. It's hard because when you're doing all right, well, I know they've not been doing all right, but when you're in there, you don't want to make a substitute in case that backfires on you sometimes. So I think he's in the catch-22. But I mean, it's a terrible job to have in an England manager. I mean, you can't win, can you? I bet half the journalists do the stories before the games are played. They do 2 lots of stories, a good and a bad, and it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, look, we were just talking to, you heard Chris saying, I don't care if we're boring for the old thing and we win it. I mean, do you think we've got us from what you've seen? Do you think, with the players we have, we could win it? We could, in terms of quality.
I don't think, I agree that it's been boring. I don't see that now from now on because I think your mental side of the game now is entirely different to playing a knockout competition rather than, no disrespect, a boring we've got to get results in here and there. I think it's entirely different, mentally, and I think they can be on the front foot now because the opponents, they're going to have a go. They're not going to. I don't think opponents are going to come and be happy with a 0-0 and a penalty shootout. I think they're going to have a go, and it's going to leave a little bit more space for the attacking players, and I think we'll see a different England. I hope we do. I don't want Gareth to go out like this because he has done brilliant for the country. I just wish he'd have a gamble here and there now, and just sort of a kick up his backside at times. That's all.
Neil, good to talk to you. Enjoy tomorrow night. Hope it goes well.
See you tomorrow, Charlie.
See you tomorrow, Neil. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay,
there we are. Neil Warnock there helping everyone out down at Torquay United.
Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.